So this is the time of the month, around the 1st, the time releasing this is your ex coming back. And this is for those of you who are actually anticipating and hoping that somebody might return, or you are considering to return back to them. This is also good for on and off relationships and kind of like get a better perspective and balance. This is also very good for people to know what is he or she thinking if you're thinking in a distance. Now this is a general reading, and this may be a message for you. There are like thousands of people viewing these videos, so maybe you needed to receive this message, or maybe it wasn't for you. So don't jump the gun. Maybe some other message is going to go being directed to you. It is only the personal reading that I kind of like summarize and summon that energy for you. If you are here the first time, please stay on to kind of like see the explanation to why am I doing this. If you're not, hey guys, just jump right in. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in a few seconds. So if you're the first time here, I'm going to explain to you this set of cards. These are the cards taken from a different deck. You will see the same cards in this one as well, and they are so-called significators in tarot. I don't know how much you know about tarot, but spreads are not as easy as they appear to be. Sometimes it looks like, oh, just like people throw things together. No, it is like, it's like cooking. You cannot put everything with everything to actually work out. So it took me forever. Actually, that 7th card, it's just like a lottery. It was really, really difficult, and literally getting a good spread, it is like a bingo. So I have these 7 cards. They're like just like the titles of the book, and I'm not reading those cards. They're just representing what I want to find out here. What I'm reading is like what is coming underneath. And so again, this is for those of you who either have on and off relationship, or who are hoping for the ex to come back, or who actually really want to peek in their mind and to see what they're thinking about you. That's kind of like really neat feature of this spread. So the very first card, the Magician. The Magician is generally somebody who can create anything out of nothing. As above, so below, from A to Z. Like, this is not an advertising for Amazon. Something that can actually really go forward. Generally in this category, I really want to see the things that are going for you. So if you have negative cards here, of course, maybe something was just like not a go from the beginning, or it's not starter. Temperance is purposely reversed, because in the upright situation, Temperance talks about everything in the right time, the right place, right person. Stars are lining up. But when this reverses, stars are not lining up. Something is off. And here we are discovering what needs to be glued, what is off. The Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands will be significators, either or. One can be you, another one can be a partner. They are interchangeable because, of course, the relationship flows 2 ways. As you're seeing here, those are those wands, arrows going through the air. It's the energy in between the 2 partners, the communication. The reason that for everybody I'm using wands, I really think when we are into back to reconnection mode, we also want to be enticing, we want to be active, and hence we kind of like get into this kind of like wands situation, and we all become wands in that situation, and then slowly we are kind of like going back to whatever is our normal mode. Now these 2 cards, the Judgment, I'm literally looking here, is this relationship karmic? Is this relationship is in your best interest? What from the past issues you're bringing here to the fore to actually really deal with, and why this relationship even existed? Kind of like really important category, what you need to clear in order for you to move forward, even if your ex doesn't come back. And then lastly, for Wands, is telling me what is the future of this relationship? What can happen? Can you go to this next level or not? So I think this kind of like was not taking too much time, and now that you know all the significators, let's start going in the reading. So is your ex coming back? Hi Taurus, welcome to your Is Your Ex Coming Back for June. As you probably have seen from my shuffling, you guys really jumped out. I actually still didn't cut the cards, but I really wanted to stop here and tell you that this is definitely putting you kind of like on notice to be the best you can be. The Hierophant represents Taurus, and it also represents this like sturdiness, the rules, the society, to kind of like find what rules do you want to live by, who do you want to follow, who do you want to lead, who do you want to listen. It's kind of like a really important card, especially for your transition. So let's see, Taurus for June 2018. So Taurus, June 2018. Again, guys, the bits and pieces or everything can be you. If you want your own private reading, contact me at cattarot.ca. So let's start. Six of Swords, this proverbial bridge over troubled waters cards. You see really troubled waters, and you see kind of like really clear waters over here, traversing there, trying to find a better situation, leaving the situation that was not good with hope that something else will be better. Knight of Cups, somebody was making lots of promises but didn't fulfill them, kind of like old talk, no action kind of a thing. And the Emperor reversed. Maybe you're feeling a little bit destabilized, demoralized, that you're losing control, and you're a fixed sign. Control is kind of like really important for you. And then we have like Four of Swords reversed. It talks about somebody who kind of like needs to take some time off, but also needs to look into problems, because this can talk about somebody who is avoiding problems. And then they have this Five of Cups reversed. Well, this is kind of like a very controversial card. Some readers will tell you, oh, somebody's coming back. But this card also depends on the other cards around, and this card also, to me, doesn't mean that somebody's coming back. And definitely not in this combination, because like, look at this, you actually have 3 4s over here. This is actually really telling me this whole situation for you has been very destabilizing. That I think it could have been you that called it quits, and you kind of like really maybe went for trial separation. You said like something is just not happening over here, because I can see them here feeling very kind of like sad about that. Right? Feeling that there is a loss, because it's kind of like very interesting, right? You see he's crying over this spilled milk over here. Oh my gosh, I lost it. I'm never going to get it back. And he's failing to see that there are these 2 cups. And these 2 cups are 2 of Cups, the soulmate card. But both of them are reversed. So this person is sad that, quote unquote, the contract is over. Because if this falls in this category, this means you in this life accomplish everything you're set out to accomplish in your karmic contract. And it is like now time. But there is like a sense of loss. Okay, what do I do now? How do I go? What do I do? Which way do I kind of like move from this point? So that's why there is like this kind of like feeling, yeah, I have to move forward. But at the same time, it's a feeling, emotionally, kind of like, how do I do that? So let's continue. Well, you have the Magician in the Magician category. That is actually really good. You guys are like almost like getting like the energy. I can feel the energy bubbling in you. The Moon reversed. I guess you kind of really still need to reach some kind of clarity about the situation, or want to reach this clarity about maybe the person and why this kind of like got derailed, why this kind of like didn't progress, or why this happened to you, and what is really needed for you. The King of Cups in the communication and energy section is like, I mean, what romantically is needed for you, and what kind of person do you want, or do you need to attract? This person, one of you, is kind of like checking each other on social media. This is my stalking card. Somebody is checking somebody out, and it's kind of like, okay, I definitely see that one person here has like a really intense interest in the other, while the other person is kind of really wondering if this has even served them well. Wow, look at it, the 3 of Cups on 2 of Cups, and we also have everything 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are going through the range of emotions, And when they're not emotional, they're very emotional, and they're like actually probably did accuse you, or you accuse them, or maybe there was a third party over here, and I guess they're really missing good times with you and friendship with you. And when they're not emotional, they just, I think they're actually making it, or somebody's making here worse than it is. Maybe going online, checking. Well, almost like this also sends me the signal, oh, you are everything I wanted, and now that I don't have it, my world is falling apart. Without understanding, like there's like a really need clearly stating, look, you really need to look into what were the problems. This kind of like didn't end for no reason. It ended because you wrote each other, or at least one of you wrote the other in your karma contract. Check my karma reading, you can find it out. And you write person in for a reason. They're supposed to be here, only that person, and to kind of learn something, emotional lesson. It's always the one that needs to be learned. And I think for you it was a romance. For them it was the different aspects of love, because look at this, all these cups are kind of like bubbling up. And now we have the 6. We already have the 2 6s. They're definitely a soulmate. But this also talks about, hey, you know, did you just use me for sex, or what the heck happened, and you won. Like maybe also somebody is being on a victim side, right? Somebody's like really not really able to recover over here, I think. And then we have the World reverse. That's not a good card to get. Queen of Swords, 3 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Hermit, and Queen of Cups. Now that's kind of very interesting. So why is the World not a good card? First of all, you are here, right? The fixed signs are holding the World because fixed signs can actually stabilize everything, but this is obviously very destabilizing, which I seen it over here. The World also means like going, see here you were going away, here you feel like you can create everything new, getting this new zest, new energy, but then you kind of like relent and you go right back to it. Because this is telling you, you need to cut this off. This whole thing needs to be cut off. That's why the Queen of Swords is there. She's saying, look, you really need to think about it. And you're realizing, because this is my card of ships. You see the ships here. And relationships, partnerships, friendships, everything can go underneath here. Sorry, guys. So, the stabilization is the key over here. You're not a sign with that strong bull. Whenever I think about you, I think about this like bull in Chicago that is like so strong. And like when you make something up, when a fixed sign kind of like makes its mind up, that's it. And like the Hierophant that came out here is like basically replicated in this card. So this can actually also be you, that you're really suffering deeply and kind of like really spiraling in this world of emotions over here. Maybe you kind of like seeing the future with this person. Maybe you felt this person is it, you know, I cannot live without this person. But you know, now you're feeling this loss of this partnership or friendship or relationship at this stage. Now it is kind of going to be a really interesting month, mixed month. And I have noticed this as a trend, that after you finish your month birthday, the next month, and sometimes the previous month before the birthday, can be very kind of complex. I do see here this 10, I do see this 1, 9 and 10s. This is actually good, even though this is saying it's going to be temporary. It's a dip. You're going to maybe feel a bit, you know, down. You may be feeling alone and feeling a loss of this person. But you're going to be reasserting yourself with your own family. You will probably need to find people around you who are there for you. Because it looks like that both sides at some point at the end of the month are going to realize that, you know, there is like no point of being around here. The truth is, like with these two cards, both of them being reversed, they're both saying, look, Here is like this. You need to move on. You need to move forward. You need to, and here, you need to kind of figure out deep inside of you, what is your star? What is that you need? Did you get it here? And if you didn't, then maybe you would never get it, right? And you need to stabilize emotionally. And Queen of Cups also means kind of like jumping back on your feet, finally realizing what it was, or taking it for what it was, and just saying, okay, it is what it is, and this is it. Maybe, you know, not everything in life ends up being kind of like happy ending, but maybe the ending is what it is. I think in your case, given this combination of some cards, the Moon, which is kind of solitary card, the Hermit, which is a solitary card, right, and the World reversed as well, I really think, guys, that you don't even understand that maybe something that has happened here was in your best interest, and maybe you just like simply need to kind of like be more patient, because the Magician here can create anything. If this is actually showing up for you and telling you, very first card out of the gate was just like move on, you kind of need to move on, and that is kind of like very important message over here. Move on and move away, to be more exact, because Queen of Swords minimizes everything. You kind of have to shred the entire thing to the little minuscule tidbits and say, okay, this was the basic. Did we respect each other? Did we, you know, say what we did say? Did we follow through with that? If that, on that level, you have any no's, then you have to say, okay, you know what, it's better that this happened right now than maybe later, because it will be just harder as it goes down the line. So Taurus, I know this is not what you wanted to hear, but maybe this is not you. As I said, there's kind of like some messages go to Tauruses and some of them are not for you. So check it out at cattarot.ca and order your own private reading for the X. Thank you, guys, and if you're still here, please like, share, and subscribe, and I really appreciate it. All the best. Love you.